Just 1 minute ago, everything changed in the United Kingdom. A sudden political shock has stunned the entire nation and set social media on fire. In a moment that nobody expected, the Prime Minister has officially resigned and a new leader has already stepped forward. His name, Nigel. What led to this dramatic twist? Why did the former Prime Minister walk away so suddenly? And how will this new leadership shape the future of Britain? Stay with us. I'm Rachel and you're watching Quick TV UK, where the story is always breaking right now. Just moments ago, the United Kingdom entered one of its most surprising political shifts in recent memory. People across the country are asking the same question. How did this happen so fast? Only a minute ago, an urgent announcement from Downing Street confirmed what many believed was impossible. The Prime Minister, who had been under growing pressure from both Parliament and the public, officially stepped down without warning. No long speech, no detailed explanation, just a brief statement acknowledging the resignation and a promise that further information would come later. For a country already facing economic uncertainty, rising public frustration and ongoing political debates, this sudden announcement feels like a shockwave. As crowds began gathering outside number 10, Satan, the energy shifted from confusion to speculation. Reporters rushed to the gates, staff members hurried in and out of the building, and phones across the nation buzzed with breaking news alerts. Many viewers are still trying to understand the timeline. Some sources claim the decision was finalised only minutes before the public announcement, while others suggest tensions had been building behind the scenes for weeks. The truth may not be clear yet, but one thing is certain. This is a historic moment and it is unfolding at incredible speed. At the centre of this whirlwind stands the unexpected rise of a new political figure, Nigel. Until today, Nigel was known mostly for his outspoken views, his bold commentary, and his presence within the political arena. But now, in what seems like a move prepared with surprising precision, he has stepped forward as the new Prime Minister. His supporters describe him as decisive and fearless. His critics warn that his leadership style could lead to a turbulent political period. Yet despite the mixed reactions, the transition has happened at record pace, catching the entire country off guard. Nigel's first appearance as Prime Minister was brief but powerful. Standing before a wave of flashing cameras, he spoke confidently about restoring trust, bringing stability, and addressing issues that he claims were ignored for far too long. In simple words, he promised a new direction for Britain. The crowd outside reacted instantly. Some cheered, hopeful for change. Others expressed disbelief, uncertain about what this leadership shift means for the nation's future. For many watching at home, it was a moment that didn't feel real, almost as if the script of British politics had been rewritten in seconds. Meanwhile, political analysts are scrambling to interpret what comes next. In Parliament, reactions range from calm acceptance to open frustration. Some MPs say the resignation was inevitable, pointing to previous conflicts and ongoing challenges. Others insist the sudden timing raises serious questions about internal political pressure. Business leaders, international allies and community groups have also responded, each with their own concerns about how this shift will impact everything from the economy to global partnerships. Across social media, the story exploded instantly. Hashtags about the resignation and Nigel's new role began trending within minutes. Videos, reactions and commentary flooded platforms, turning this political emergency into the #1 topic of discussion worldwide. Some users praised the quick transition, saying Britain needed bold change. Others criticised the speed, expressing fears about stability and direction. The disbelief is shared across nearly every post and comment. How could something this significant happen so fast? As the dust begins to settle, what lies ahead remains uncertain. The United Kingdom now faces a moment of transition unlike anything it has experienced in years. The former Prime Minister has left office abruptly, leaving unanswered questions behind. Nigel has stepped in, promising strong leadership and immediate action. And the public, still trying to process the rapid development, is left wondering what this means for the country's future. Only minutes after the shock resignation, the atmosphere around Westminster shifted from disbelief to intense curiosity. As Nigel stepped into his new role as Prime Minister, the nation found itself watching a transition unlike any in recent British history. It wasn't a slow handover or a carefully planned leadership contest. It was immediate, urgent, and full of unanswered questions. Yet Nigel appeared calm and prepared, as if he had known this moment would arrive sooner or later. His entrance into Number 10 was met with a mixture of applause, surprise and deep concern. Supporters cheered from behind the gates, waving flags and shouting his name. Meanwhile, critics stood silently, processing what this sudden shift could mean for the country. Even seasoned reporters struggled to frame the moment in words. It wasn't just another political change. It was the beginning of a brand new era that nobody had predicted before today. Inside government buildings, the first task was clear: stabilise the situation. Senior advisors rushed to brief Nigel on urgent matters: economic updates, foreign affairs and national security. Officials said the priority was to reassure both the public and Britain's global partners that the country remained steady despite the unprecedented speed of the transition. Nigel's first internal meeting was described as direct, focused and firm, with an emphasis on rebuilding public trust and addressing long-standing issues head-on. But the real challenge came outside the walls of government. Millions across the UK were demanding answers. How did the former Prime Minister fall so quickly? What events led to this moment? And was Nigel truly ready to take on the responsibility of leading a divided nation? Every news channel, every radio station and every online platform was flooded with commentary and speculation. For many families watching the news at home, the sudden rise of Nigel felt like waking up in a different country. Nigel's early decisions began almost instantly. Within minutes of his appointment, he announced that his government would focus on issues affecting everyday people: cost of living, community safety, job growth and transparency in public spending. His tone was sharp and confident. In his first short address, he told the nation he would speak plainly, act boldly and put the people first. Whether that promise will hold remains to be seen, but the message was clear: he wants to be seen as a leader of action, not hesitation. International leaders also reacted swiftly. Messages of cautious support began arriving from Europe, the United States and global partners. Diplomats expressed hope that Britain would maintain strong relations and continue contributing to global stability. But beneath the polite statements was a shared sense of uncertainty. A sudden change in leadership from a major world power always raises eyebrows, especially when it happens in the span of a single minute. Back home, ordinary citizens shared their reactions in real time. Some said they felt hopeful, believing Nigel could bring a fresh energy to politics. Others feared that such a rapid rise could lead to unpredictable decisions. And many simply felt overwhelmed, wondering whether the political landscape was becoming too unstable. In cafes, workplaces, schools, and on public transport, the conversation turned instantly to the same topic. What happens now? Political rivals were quick to speak out as well. Some MPs called for immediate transparency and demanded that Nigel explain the details behind the sudden resignation. Others accused the outgoing Prime Minister of abandoning responsibility at a time when the nation needed steady leadership. The opposition promised to hold Nigel's new government accountable from the very first day. The tension in Parliament grew quickly, signalling the start of a fierce political battle ahead. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Nigel began assembling a new team. Reports suggest he wants advisors who are loyal, decisive and unafraid of challenging long-standing systems. This move indicates a dramatic shift in the way government may operate. Rumours circulated that major changes to policy direction could be announced within hours, not days. His approach is fast, bold and unapologetic, qualities that both excite and alarm the public in equal measure. As the first hour of his leadership passed, one thing became clear: Nigel intends to leave his mark from the very beginning. Whether he will unite the country or spark deeper divisions is still uncertain, but today has proven that British politics can change in an instant, rewriting the future before anyone has time to react. This moment unfolding in real time is shaping the course of the nation. And here on Quick TV UK, I'm Rachel, keeping you informed as the story continues to evolve. Stay with us, everything is changing, and the next chapter is coming faster than anyone expected.